Hey everyone, Greg from CarID.com and welcome back to the shop. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys a serious driveline upgrade for your JK Wrangler. It comes from the team over at Adams Driveshaft, and this right here is their 1310 Extreme Duty front driveshaft for all 07 to 18 JK Wranglers with up to a 6-inch lift. Now we know that most of you out there who plan to take your Jeep off-road begin with a couple of the obvious modifications. You tend to start with a suspension lift, of course, to increase the overall ride height of your Jeep, and then pair that with a set of oversized mud terrain tires. But many people don't realize that your factory driveline isn't engineered to rotate those massive 37-inch tires under wide open throttle without inflicting some serious drivetrain damage. Now it's important to remember that when you do add mods like a lift kit and big tires, you're putting your factory driveline under extreme stress, including your front driveshaft. Well, at Adams Driveshaft, driveshafts is what they do. These guys have been building insanely tough and fully custom driveline gear since '96, and they primarily specialize in Jeep driveline gear, but don't let that stop you from checking them out. These guys can make you a custom driveshaft for any application. Now, throughout the years, they have built custom driveline for rigs running in the King of the Hammer race, to even trophy trucks, and they went ahead and even built the driveshaft for the fastest diesel vehicle to ever run on the salt flats. So needless to say, these guys know what they're doing. So now that you know a little bit more about the company behind it, let's go ahead and look at the driveshaft that I have in front of me. Now again, this is Adams Driveshaft 1310 Extreme Duty front driveshaft for all 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JKs. Now this driveshaft is perfect for the JK owner out there who wants their front driveshaft to stay in one piece when you're out there rock crawling, and can also handle tires from 33 to 37 inches tall. But it's also designed to fix a pretty severe issue if your JK is lifted 4 inches or higher. Now if you don't know, let me fill you in. Now on the Jeep Wrangler JK chassis, the factory front Y pipe on the exhaust is very close to the front driveshaft. Now as you lift your Jeep, your front driveshaft angle will drastically increase, and the driveshaft will actually contact the front Y pipe. To remedy that, Adams designed their front shaft using a smaller diameter tube, so you still have plenty of clearance from the exhaust to the driveshaft even after you lift it. But smaller doesn't mean that this is weaker. The driveshaft itself is manufactured from 2-inch 120 wall tubing, so trust me, this thing can take some serious punishment. Now you also have the option to choose from either Spicer's solid U-joints, like the ones that are in this shaft, or a set of Spicer greasable U-joints. Now everyone's going to go ahead and have their different opinion on which one is better, solid or greasable U-joints, and that's exactly why Adams offers both. To complete the install and to avoid having to remove the front pinion nut on your front differential, Adams also includes a brand new front flange already bolted on. This completely eliminates having to go ahead and remove the factory pinion nut, so you don't have to ruin your crush sleeve and your pinion gear tolerances. Now on the other end of the shaft, Adams also includes a brand new transfer case output shaft yoke with all of the necessary hardware included, so you can bolt this drive shaft right up within an hour. Alright, now let's talk about the actual installation. Now it's really not a difficult job, but if you do own air tools, it will certainly make it a lot easier. Now start by removing the OEM front drive shaft by unbolting it from the front diff and then from the transfer case. Now once that's out, you go ahead and need to remove the factory transfer case yoke. For this step, be ready to use every single extension in your toolbox to access these bolts. Gently tap on the yoke with a rubber mallet to free it from the splines, and once that's removed, reuse the factory O-ring and install it in the center of the new yoke, and then bolt up the new yoke to the transfer case. Now make sure to coat the washer and the nut with black silicone to avoid any fluid leaks, and use some thread locking compound on all the bolts. From here, it's just a matter of bolting up the brand new drive shaft to the transfer case yoke and then the front diff. Well guys, that's going to wrap up my review of the Adams Driveshaft 1310 Extreme Duty front driveshaft. So if your Jeep JK needs a front driveshaft upgrade because of exhaust contact after a lift, or just because you blew through the stock one beating the hell out of it out in the woods, head over to CarID.com now to check out this driveshaft and all the other great products that they have to offer. And as always, I'm Greg from CarID.com, and I will see you guys next time in the garage.